if you look at the logic of referring back to another trade while you're in that trade, are you managing that trade? No. You're managing fear about another trade that you can't make more on or lose more on. So your mind's divided. So the way you avoid all that shit is not to give it any energy in your journal. You take every experience, positive or negative, profitable or negative, a loss, and you make it an instructive, positive installment in your development. When does your development stop? When you're dead. I'm improving myself day by day, week by week. I'm a better mentor today than I was when I first started teaching as a young man before I should have been teaching. I'm not the best. In fact, I know I'm not the best mentor. I'm not. My trading is the best, and my ability to read prices is the best, but I'm not the best teacher. I wish I was better than I am, and I'm trying to be better than I am. But I guess we'll find out if this is an improvement in 2023 or not. But that 5 handles is plenty, and you can split it up and make your whole 25 handle career on multiple trades or one individual trade in the morning that gets 5 handles and you're done for the whole day. That releases you from all of the expectations of being in front of these charts longer than it's necessary, which is good. You want to limit that. So if you get your trade 5 handles when you're first starting out, turn the charts off. Look at everything afterwards in hindsight. Don't be lured into doing more because something moves around quick. You don't want to add to what's already been given to you, and that's your goal. Stop. That's what profitable trading is. Having a goal, a business model. Okay. We call it a trading model, but it's a business model. Foot Locker don't go out there and say, you know what, we're doing so well selling shoes. We need to get into the fucking pizza business. Let's start selling pizzas and burritos. Because who wouldn't want a fucking Foot Locker burrito, right? That shit don't work. Okay. You're not going to upset the model that works for them. Okay. And vice versa. You have a model, you sit down, you've done all the work, you built yourself up, you're learning this, and now you settled in, you're going to look for 5 handles in the E-mini S&P or the NASDAQ, one or the other. I'm preferring ES, and I think you should do that too. If you want to go into NQ later on when you have more ability, that's fine. But when it moves fast, it can be wild and it can hurt you. It's a little bit more chaotic. So just be mindful of that. Don't be afraid of it, but in the beginning, respect it, because if you don't know what you're doing, it can sting you. But you want to have that business model of knowing, when are you going to stop? See, when I go into live streamers all the time, I'll ask them, I say, hey, look, I asked this of Trades by Matt. I asked it by Corbs. I asked it by 2 other YouTubers, and they ignored me in there because I know why. they don't want to. They don't want to talk to me because they think I'm in there, trying to make fun of them. I'm not. I respect anybody that's doing a live stream. I would never go in there and try to be disruptive about anything like that, because number one, it takes a lot of focus and it's a dick move, and two, I can respect the fact that they're doing it, because there isn't a lot of people that are willing to get out there and literally live stream. So that is ballsy. In anybody that does it, yeah, that they got my respect. Even if they blow up all the time and blow their accounts and go to maximum loss multiple times in the same week, it's still respectful that they do it. I want to ask them questions like, hey, when do you stop? What draws the line in the sand? Say, okay, I'm not trading anymore today. I've done enough, either because of the loss or the win. Like, how do you get to the point of contentment where you no longer feel that it's needed for you to be in front of the charts? Have you even considered that in your development, in your building of your trading plan? Because it's easy to see, oh, it's early. I've already got my 10 handles for the day. That's 2 days work. That's 2 days of work. What do you think? You're going to go in there again? Because that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to think the market's on fire. You got to push your edge until it's dull and you lost what you made and more. Plus commissions. Don't you feel smart? Twitter can get you hurt by people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Your business model is only profitable when you follow it. Your trading plan is only profitable when you follow it. Your wife Your husband, your significant other, your children, your dependents, your best friends, your coworkers, your boss, and ICT, we're not going to be there to help you press the button and manage it and tell you when to stop. That's personal responsibility. And all of that rests on your shoulders. And if you're not in tune with the things that will lure you into dumb shit, gambling, going in there one more time, you got a good day. You made $1,000. You didn't try to make $1,000. It just happened, fell right in your hands. Don't look at that as, oh shit, I'm way better than I thought I was. Fuck. I've been thinking about this all this time, thinking I wasn't that great. Look how good I am. I'm gonna go out there and do this 5 more times because shit, that's $6,000. Who doesn't want a $6,000 day? And then all of a sudden you're looking at your account, it's gone. I've done that. I've done it. I've done that. Okay, so you have to know when you're going to pull the plug. And we're going to talk about that real time in 2023. What changes the the landscape, if you will, of the chart that says, you know what, it might move a little bit more, but I'm not interested anymore. I'm done. And that's going to piss people off. I'm like, well, why do you? And there you'll see them. They'll come in afterwards. Oh, but look at this move here that you didn't take, and I took this trade. Good for you. Well done. Good for you. I'm not going to shoot that down, but don't come at me because you found something that outside what I'm willing to take a trade on. That doesn't mean shit. It just means that you found the setup and you engaged it. Well done. That's exactly what traders are supposed to do. Find an independent setup that they took on themselves and they manage the risk. And if it was profitable, great. The point is, I'm teaching people that don't know what the fuck they're doing. How do you go into this and do it right? How do you avoid all the likely pitfalls and snares that always trip up the neophyte new startups? See, you don't even know what you're likely to fall a victim to because you're too new. You have no idea how you're going to hurt yourself because you've never done it before. You got to learn from somebody that's done those things to themselves and learn from them. Not, yeah, just learn how to trade. I'm funded. Let me show you how to do. Fuck that. No way. No, 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 no way. I don't want a new surgeon cutting on me. Okay. Yeah, this guy's greatest. He was the uh he was the highest in our class, the graduating class. He got the highest grades. This is his first operation. The fuck it is. Not with me, it ain't. Goodbye. I'm out of there. See you later. Give me some old guy, okay, or old lady that's been doing it for a long time. I don't give a shit. Okay. They can shake their hands a little bit even. Okay. I'll rather have that instead of the person just came out of school. No, thank you. You don't have it yet. I'm not letting you cut me up. So when you're listening to someone that's teaching you, you don't want new experience teaching you. New experience is something to observe. You can appreciate it from afar where it can't hurt you, but you do not allow that to control any of your finances or the decisions thereof. Okay, because as good as anyone might be, because when I first came out, once I hit the ground running and got over the initial shock and awe of not knowing what the hell I was doing, I got a good lick in the marketplace. And outwardly looking in, you would have thought I had everything figured out. And to be honest with you, I thought I did too, because the market just kept going up. And as a 20-year-old, man, that's the worst thing that can ever happen, is because now you think you figured it out. Let me be honest with you. I loathe, I can't fucking stand when people call me the GOAT or the king, okay? And please don't ever refer to me as a GOD. I'm not. It pisses me off. If I see it, I'm going to delete you and ban your account, okay? I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's cute. It pisses me the fuck off. So why? Why do I have this disdain for that? Number one, everybody else wants to be called that, and undeservingly. I believed I was when I was 20. I believed I was. And in 9 months of luck, gone instantly, reality check, and 1993 was that year, it sucked in a lot of ways because it bursted a bubble in me that I thought was ballooning up. And the reality of and weight of everything came crashing down on me when I realized that I could not trade as well as I thought I could have. And I struggled with my online persona because, here I was, I'm an inner circle trader in the making, but then I was Ox, OX. Okay, that was my moniker on America Online. And as a young man with a chip on his shoulder that neither one of my parents were able to show an interest in me, I felt like I had to prove constantly, prove. And a lot of you get pissed off, like, dude, why you keep trying to prove? Listen, as much as you might be meaning to be nice about that, and some of you also are being dicks about it because, like, dude, we get it. You're not going to fix me. Okay. So stop trying to mother me. Don't tell me that, stop trying to prove. Okay. Because I'm going to tell you, fuck you. Okay. Because it's built into me. It's a scar. I can't fix it. I know I'm never going to, satisfy it, but I can't stop being this way because it's obsessive, and I wrestle with it. See, the people that casually come into my Twitter and they see this kind of stuff, or they behavior, or they listen to these tweets, or not tweets, but these Twitter spaces, and they want to do a psychological evaluation on me. Okay, fuck your psychological evaluation. Okay, I don't give a fuck about your assessment on me. Okay, you're not going to fix me. You're not going to change me, and I don't give a fuck if you unfollow. I don't care. I'm here to share what I know. If you don't like what the fuck I'm saying, get up the fucking road. I'm not charging you. But don't try to give me your psycho evaluation babble bullshit, because none of that's going to do anything except for piss me off. And then I'm going to, cut you off and take an opportunity for you to become better at something, and I'd remove it from you. Now, you could start another account, and that's fine. But what generally happens is they get pissed off saying this guy's an asshole, an arrogant piece of shit. I don't give a fuck about him. And then they join the bandwagon of other people and other channels, and they say, yeah, he's an asshole. Okay, whatever. I'm still sleeping this way, and you ain't changing it. But when I was 20, I felt like I was the greatest of all time, the GOAT. That was stupidity. It's dumb. There is no fucking GOAT in trading. Okay. There is no GOAT. There is no kings. Everybody in here makes and loses money, but nobody is as precise as me. And that does not make me the greatest of all time. It just makes me blessed. I know where it came from. I know whose hand it is. And I don't deserve it. So we'll leave it at that and not turn into a Bible study. But when you go beyond the scope of a 5-handle model and you open yourself up to letting the trades run, what you'll find is you'll take half off at 5 handles and let it run to a higher time frame objective. And what would that be like? Well, yesterday, because I knew the detractors out there that would take what I say and say, okay, 5 handles, 5 handles. That's all you can do. I'm trading hundreds of handles. My examples are hundreds of handles. Okay, so that's 400 ticks, not 20 and 30 ticks and calling it superiority. It's not. It's a growth period that you're going to have to go through. Nobody's going to walk out there watching a YouTube video from ICT or anybody else and know how to consistently find 100 plus handle moves in the indices. You're not going to be able to do it. You're going to be scared. And that's normal. And you see a lot of educators, because I see them, they talk a lot, a big game about knowing this and knowing that, and they can do this, they can do that. But when you watch them do their live streams, their stop placements are all erratic if they use any of them. And many times their stop is opening themselves up to bigger risk, and they're trying to get like 2 handles or 3 handles. To me, that communicates what? They have no idea what the fuck they're doing. So they have no business teaching anyone. So the logic is flawed. It's lacking. So you have to choose your source very carefully. If they can't collectively bring together a logic and only frame the trade ideas in that logic and use a stop loss and manage a stop loss the same way each and every time, then they don't know how to do what? Follow a model. They're not disciplined, and they're not aiming for something. Like, look at the examples I'm showing you. 4-1, 10-1, 12-1. You can afford to get those losing trades when you're aiming for things like that. But you can't go out there looking for those setups right away because you have to grow into your understanding about what it is the markets are doing. How do you know that the fair value gap wasn't going to close, ICT? The fact that when you're looking for the 3864 level, I prompted you on in the morning session yesterday. We had already drove deep from the opening at 9:30. It ran up, returned to the top of the fair value gap, premium high, and you'll know what I mean by looking at your charts if you draw them up like I showed you in the Twitter thread from yesterday's morning session. And it went down and dove down, made a low of the morning. Remember, it's going to be an inside day. Was the Thursday low likely to be taken out? No. Why? It's the last trading day of the year. No new money's going to be pushing anything. And the market's already been going down. So no new shorts are entering. So it's setting up the likelihood of what? A PM session reversal and short covering. And the algorithm will reprice aggressively, causing more what? More short covering. Everything I outlined and typed out in that trading view text. So what's it going to aim for? The level I showed you in the chart, I put a little trend line on. I said, make your chart look like this. Go back and look at the tweet. I can't delete it. I can't edit it. I can't do anything. Tens of thousands of people watched it happen right when I did it. More later on in the day. Extend that line out in time. It's a 3 o'clock hour. Where does it go? Right where I said it was going to fucking go. 3864 buy side liquidity. When do you expect it to set up, Michael? The last hour of trading, PM session. Why? That last hour, the algorithm is going to run a series of macros. Macros are a short list of commands and orders that it produces fluctuations in price. Market on close orders are going to be a major driver. And one of those macros are just that. It's the last 20 to 25 minutes, specifically 15 minutes, that it'll kick in. And it's going to run for a pool of liquidity above or below the marketplace. All you have to do is do the work in figuring out why it should go to one or the other based on narrative. Narrative is what I outlined yesterday. The fact that it was going to be an inside day before it was an inside day, before the market even opened up. Knowing that when I left you in the morning session, I said, note the relative equal highs on your hourly chart. 3864, because somebody asked later on, did you mean this? And I corrected everybody by putting it right on the same tweet when I said, note those relative equal highs on your 60-minute chart. In that tweet, I replied to my own tweet and said, 3864 ... That way there was no miscommunication whatsoever, even though you had it drawn out in your chart in the morning session before the market even started trading. So all those levels and those fair value gaps, extend them through into the 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock hour because the algorithm is doing the same thing. It's referring back to those levels, not your old lows and your old highs and classic support and resistance and bullshit trend lines. That does not work. Okay? You're not going to be able to hold a trade with a 1-tick stop with a diagonal trend line. You will never see Forex trade like that, where you can hold a stop like that. That's why I laugh at all these young guys out there saying, I always use a 1-pip stop loss. I can do it. I can do it. You can do it with a fucking demo. Yeah, you can do that. But do it with size in a real count, and I guarantee you, consistently, you'll never do it. But in futures, that is possible because these markets are much more refined. There isn't all of these different servers. Everybody has the same high and low. So, and then some of you are thinking, well, why the hell did you ever stop leaving? Why'd you leave that to go to Forex? Because Forex was moving around a lot. And that volatility really, like, man, I'm going over there because I can cowboy up in that. But futures has always been highly precise. Way, and probably now you just discovered how much precision really exists in it. And even I have people that used to trade on the floor at the CME and the CBOT. They're students here. And they have communicated that they have no idea how the fuck I'm doing this. Now, these are the floor boys. These were the guys. These were the kings of the pit. And you don't think that that type of remark doesn't resonate with me. I know that they feel like they have hit the lottery here because they have real world experience trading down in there in all the fucking chaos, screaming and hollering, big days, shitty days, big up days, big down days, crashes. They were in there. They were dealing with it, literally. And that transition from open outcry in the pits to go into electronic and they got to now use a fucking chart. A lot of them couldn't do it. In fact, I got one floor trader that said I could not make money when we come off the floor. And now I'm able to do it now because of what you're teaching. It makes so much fucking sense. Yeah. These are the floor fucking traders. Okay. You know, they do the pivot numbers and stuff. And that was their numbers. And then they watched everything else around the volume flow that would come in. No charts in their hands. They're working with the number. I came out of that era with them. I wasn't on the floor with them, but I was open outcry. That's the way things worked. Everything was slow. Now it's a push of the button, instant gratification, instant fill, instant confirmation. Everything's instantaneous. We didn't have that shit, man. You had to call up and wait. And sometimes if you got a busy fucking signal, you're flipping the fuck out because the market's running to your stop and you want to get the hell out of it. Or you're stupid like I was a couple times and didn't have a fucking stop. And I'm like, fuck, I'm going to get my ass handed to me. And they won't answer the fucking phone. What the fuck's going on here? Or I called, I'm flipping out and they say, okay, Lynn Waldock, I can take your call. H desk. Okay, 1 second. H desk, how can I help you? Account number, blah, 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 blah. Okay, what's your pin? And you give them the wrong pin. It's not the right pin, right? No, it's not the right pin. And you're giving them the fucking price you're trying to get out at in soybeans. Yeah, that's how fucking manic it can be. Like, it's crazy. Like, and the whole time, the market's not waiting for you. It's not waiting for you. It's moving. It's moving. And then you got to wait for them to confirm what you just told them because they got to repeat it because everything's being recorded. And then once you say, yes, that's correct, they say, you want to hold for your confirmation? Yes. Okay. Then that sound of silence. And I'm looking at my quote track and I'm watching the fucking price just keep on steamrolling towards where it's Painville for me. That is the longest time interval that you're ever going to experience. And you don't have that now. You never experienced that, you young folks. You have no idea what that was like. None of you do. If you're less than, honestly, if you're less than, I don't know, maybe 40, 43, 44, you don't know what that feels like. Because you probably came up in the beginnings of electronic trading and the way of the dinosaur, open outcry and things like that, that was falling away